So he said, this is when you look at me doing what is right. Because how is this going to happen with us if we got next and we going to be doing what's wrong? No. These are the ones that 1/3 is going to be following the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Doing what's right. He's going to set us up above all nations of the earth. Read.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
All these blessings shall come upon us and overtake us. Blessings going to overtake us. Read.
If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power.
Yeah, we listen and do what the Most High tells us to do. As we go through these scriptures and hear what he's saying and follow what he's saying to do. That's real easy. Revelation 14:12. The last book of the Bible. We in the laws right there, he told us what to do. Now the last book of the Bible, somebody trying to say we ain't got to do what he say do. But understand this, read that.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints.
Here is the patience of the saints. The saints are the 12 tribes of Israel. We read Psalm 148:14. Read.
Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High.
There it is. Here are they that do what?
That keep the commandments of the Most High.
That keep the commandments of the Most High. Read.
And the faith of Mashiach Yahushua.
And the faith of Mashiach Yahushua. Revelation 22:14. So it just said, the Most High just told us in Deuteronomy 28:2, blessed are they that keep his commandments. Now look what it says here. The very last book of the Bible. What does it say?
Revelation 22, verse 14.
Yeah, the last chapter of the Bible. What does it say?
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life.
You may live forever. If you do his commandments, you got a chance, man. The right to have everlasting life. Read.
And may enter in through the gates into the city.
They enter into the gates into the city, man. Read.
For without are dogs.
For without the kingdom are dogs. See that? Dogs. And look in the Under Bible dictionary, it says dogs was a name used by the Israelites pertaining to the Gentiles because of their profaneness and because of homosexuality. And you know where we at now. That's being promoted, men with men and women with women. That's what the Under Bible dictionary says. Read.
And sorcerers.
Sorcerers, all kind of witches and warlocks, all kind of madness going on. Read.
And whoremongers.
Whoremongers, laying with everything you think of, everybody laying with each other. Read.
And murderers.
Murderers. That's a brother that don't love his brother. You a murderer. You don't love your brother, you a murderer. And those that are actually murdering people. Read.
And idolaters.
Idolaters, those that have other powers besides the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Read.
And whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Whosoever loveth and maketh a lie, man. That's why you got to tell the truth. Whether it hurts you or not, man, tell the truth, man. Don't be telling no lies to Israel, man. Keep it real. Go to 1 Chronicles 15-24. 1 Chronicles 15-24. The trumpet was a sound for worship.
First Chronicles chapter 15, verse 24. And Shebaniah and Jehoshaphat and Nathaniel and Amasai and Zechariah and Benaniah and Eliezer, the priest, did blow with the trumpets before the ark of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And Obadiah and Jehiah were doorkeepers for the ark.
See that? So this is how we blow the trumpet for a sound of worship. A certain sound for the sound of worship. The priest did. 16 and 42.
16, verse 42. And with them, Haman and Jeduthun with trumpets and cymbals, for those that should make a sound, and with musical instruments of the Most High.
Hear that? So a lot of people are saying about the music, man. But it says, hey, David played the harp, which means the piano is the piano with keys on it. The harp is just turned, horizontal, and they have keys on it. The player that plays is like a harp, the piano. Look inside a baby drum, it's the same thing. See what I'm saying? It says they have trumpets and cymbals for those that should make a sound, and with musical instruments of the Most High. He loved the string instruments. Musical instruments of the Most High, playing music. So that was the sound of worship. Sound of assembly. Numbers, the 10th chapter, 7th verse. Numbers 10 and 7. The sound of assembly. And we got to come together. Numbers 10 and 7.
Numbers 10, verse 7. But when the congregation is to be gathered together.
See, when the congregation is for us to come together, when the congregation is to be gathered together, read.
You shall blow.
Shall blow. You shall blow. Read.
But you shall not sound an alarm.
But you cannot sound an alarm. So that's a different sound than you would hear from the alarm. When it's time for us to come together, that's another sound. Different from the warning, different from the alarm, different from the time of worship. There's a time to assemble, for us to come together. Jeremiah, look at Jeremiah 4 and 5. Jeremiah 4 and 5.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 5. Declare ye in Judah, and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land.
See, we blow the trumpet in the land. For what reason, read?
Cry, gather together.
Yeah, cry, gather together. When it's the sound of assembly, to come together. A certain sound that we heard of the trumpet, that we gather ourselves together, read.
And say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the fenced cities.
That's right, assemble yourselves. We sound a trumpet, and a certain sound let us know we got to gather ourselves together and make a move. Get Matthew 24 and 36.
Matthew 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
Go ahead.
But as the days of Noah were.
Well, you know, these times will come, man. It says, but that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So anybody try to say that this day is coming, it's going to be this day or that day, this year, that year, read it again, verse 36.
Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
That's right. He said only the Most High know that day when he's going to bring this back to an end. Read.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
That's right, man. He's giving us a clue here. He says, as the days of Noah were, so was the coming of a Mashiach Yahushua to make war and judge this world. See, they were eating and drinking, marrying, giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Read.
And knew not until the flood came.
They ain't know until the flood came. Remember, because it never rained before. Most High watered the earth coming up through the ground. It never rained before. He kept saying, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. What is that? What are you talking about, man? Are you drunk? Somebody know, just like us, they don't believe what we're saying. They don't believe we go through scripture, they don't believe it. They think this world going to last the way it is now, forever and ever. Go ahead.
And knew not until the flood came.
They ain't know until the flood came. They ain't going to know until the bombs start coming down and destroying this place. But like I say, you're going to see the sun, the moon, or the stars. Going to be destruction everywhere. Read.
And took them all away.
Took them all away, man. Drowned them all. Except for those that were in the ark. Read.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
He telling you this, and Mashiach Yahushua telling you this himself. Read.
Then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken, and the other left.
He said two gonna be in the field. One gonna be taken, and one gonna be left. And you know, everybody's not gonna be saved. Read.
Two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken, and the other left.
That's right. Women gonna be working in factories and so forth. So you talking about grinding no kind of other way, you know what I mean? At the mill, that means you're gonna be working. Whereas they didn't work like that so much back then. Let you know this is the future. One gonna be taken, one gonna be left. Go ahead.
Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your power doth come.
He say, watch. Therefore, that's why we always gotta be looking out, man. Especially when you out here and working in this work, man, and knowing who you are. Don't get it twisted. They know who you are. You know who every last one of us are, you know. You are who you are, regardless if you know or not. Remember, 2/3 of people they gonna get rid of it. So you don't want to be part of that bunch. We the 1/3. We want to make sure that we the ones that will be redeemed. But he's telling us to do what? Listen.
Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your power doth come.
See, we don't know. That's why I say watch. You gotta watch, man. You gotta be looking out. Be alert, man. Be focused. Don't get caught slipping. Read.
Verse 43. But know this, that if the good men of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched.
That's right. If the good man in the house would have knew, hey, a thief already coming in, he'd been watching, man. He'd been looking out for it. You know when the thief coming, he gonna come at 9:30. It's 9:21. We know in 9 minutes this thief get ready to come up in here. We're gonna be prepared for it. But you don't know. You at your house, man, you don't know the thief coming to rob you. You ain't prepared for it. But if you knew, then you be prepared. He said nobody knows what the Most High knows when He's gonna bring this judgment on this earth. That's why we're working to be saved. Because ain't nobody saved now. They might teach that all in the church if they want to, but ain't nobody saved now. We gotta be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Because the devil, no, we got a short time, gonna try to come down with much wrath, man. On who? He gotta worry about the ones he already got? He ain't worried about nobody he already got. He worried about the ones that he gotta see to try to prevent from going into the kingdom. That's why he have all these things that's contrary to how we should be as a people. Sins. Have them sin. Red lobster. Pork the other white meat. It's okay to intermingle with each other. You know, abortion. It's okay to have abortion. It's okay for a man and man to go together. Women and women to go together. You know, young people to accept it. It's okay for a little boy to go to school. And when you go to school, he's a little girl, but now when he's around, you act like you're a boy, but when you go to school, he's a little boy, so they get a girl's name, you don't have to tell the parents nothing. Little girl be a little boy. Right in California, kindergarten all the way to 8th grade, that's the law. That's wicked, man. And it's be numb to it. Why you eat what we eat? What's wrong with you? Something wrong with you. Because you don't eat pork. You don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster. Everybody else eat it. Now they doing your job, they brought a piece in with pepperoni all on it. It's like, oh man, I can't even touch it. Oh, we'll just take that off. peculiar people. You know? And be peculiar. Who cares, man? I mean, take your own lunch. They don't have this, I already ate. I'm not hungry. Fast that day. Whatever, I mean, you got something, I mean, it's your power to be able to do how you want to do. In righteousness. You don't have to. Nobody can make you do it. You know what I mean? And do it loving. You ain't got to do it all mad and angry or whatever. This is what I do. You see what I'm saying? It said if it is possible, be at peace with all men. It's a strategy of war, man, that you're dealing with. Whenever you got to be hardcore and when you got to be just mellow as the people. You don't let people rub you the wrong way. They trying to rub you to get you to come off and be a certain way. That's what it's doing when I went to Jamaica, man. I did that TV show. This dude wanted me to come off real macho. He introduced me like, yeah, they're very violent. They're very this, that, and the third. So I'm listening to him. So I was just like real cool. Like, yo, let's go here. You know, this is where it is. You know, let's go to this scripture. Let's go to that scripture. And he was just getting pissed off because that's like tearing everything that he said about us apart. You know what I mean? Because what he just said, I didn't come off like that. Because I don't have to. Because I know who I am. I ain't gotta be like you say we are. I can be that way very much so, but why should I? Since you say this is where we are. He didn't speak to me after the show. Especially when I put up that 13 apostles in his face. It was like on the table. He didn't know what he was doing. You know, it was on the table. He pulled that out. God pulled that up on him. It was a done deal. You know, oh man, look like this is my church. I got all these people that's in my church, and you bring out this. He said, oh man, you trying to make me lose my job. Like that. But it's real, man. And they don't have to be harsh. I have to be harsh to deal with. Yeah.
Yesterday I was in my lunch break at work, and my coworkers were talking about religion, and they were asking me, "Hey Tony, what religion are you?" And I kind of stayed quiet, and they're like, "Are you afraid to share your religion?" I told them, "No. It's just I'd rather keep my boundaries at work because I'm not going to believe the same thing you guys believe, you know." And then basically I didn't tell them like that. I'm going to tell them. What I told them is what I believe in goes against what you've been taught all your life. That's what I told them.
Right.
And so they kept on guessing. Like they kept on naming all these religions, things I never heard of in my life. And then they're like, "Are you Christian, Catholic? Are you Moorish?" I was like, No. If you say it, I'm gonna agree to it. But no, I'm none of that. And then one of my coworkers said, "Oh, you're probably a terrorist." I'm gonna go away because you're probably gonna come and bomb us. And then honestly, I felt disrespected, and I held my peace. I'm like, no, I'm gonna say something. But she called me a terrorist. I'm like, wow, because I didn't want to tell her my beliefs. So I kind of just let it go. Like that's kind of reminded me of when you mentioned about that video that they considered all Hebrew Israelites terrorists.
Right.
But I just held my peace.
Wow.
I could have took it further, but I held my peace. I didn't say nothing to her after.
Say you're Christian.
Say I'm Christian.
Ancient Christian.
He's an ancient.
That's right.
That's real disrespectful, right? That's real disrespectful, man. Thinking in such ways, Man. Did it end then?
Yeah.
At that time?
Because she took it overboard, and everybody stayed quiet. And
But see, one thing about it, we teach love. What's love? Keep love commandments. Keep the commandments. Right? This is not what we're talking about? This is what we're doing tonight, right? It's a commandment to keep the feast of the Lord and the trumpets. Keep the new moon feast. You just keep the commandments. Your answer can be, I just follow Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What he tells us to do in the Bible. That's it. we following the Most High. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who we worship. You know, Mashiach Thaahwam is the way we get to him, but we worship the Most High. Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because in the end, who won't be all in all? Mashiach Thaahwam, Israel. Who won't be all in all? The Most High. So what this is about? Everything is centered for him. He the one said, hey, we just read about it. Ahead of us will be like the Garden of Eden. We'll be better than the Garden of Eden if we make it. Got to make it there first. So, I mean, what's wrong with that? You follow the rules and regulations of the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, according to what the Bible says. That's an easy answer. Somebody got a problem with that, and they win. Right? They got to be winning. No matter what religion that they said, but you look at it. They said, what denomination? Did they ask you what denomination are you?
They said, what religion are you?
What religion are you? But then they named denominations. They named denominations. Yeah. Baptist, you know, Jehovah's Witness. These are denominations. But see, when you understand, that's why I say you got to really, when you start using your mind to think and your spirit will reveal certain things to you. Look at, I'm going to show y'all a good example from what you said now. Denominations. You take the M, you put it after the O, you put the N on the end, you have demonations. No different than Santa Claus. Santa Claus, right? You have Satan, you take you got S-A-N-T-A. So you take S-A-T-A-N, you move the N to it after the A, you know, I mean, it's right there initially. You put the T there, put the N where? At the end, you got what? Satan. I mean, they put in your first face, man. They say the seventh day is the first day. Is the first day the seventh day? No. But you can say whatever, but look at the calendar, the first day is right there. In your face. You just count from the first day to the second day to the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, the sixth day, the seventh day. You see that? It's right in your face. It's no, the problem is we distort for what?